Hey there! I'm Sage Grayson, and I help ambitious career women edit their habits, routines, and mindsets to balance their happiness at work and home. I'm a life editor, and so are you. Today, I'm going to give you a behind-the-scenes peek at what my clients are getting in their quarterly care packages for September. There's stuff for inspiration, motivation, and celebration. Let's go! So there are different ways that you can work with me. I do one-on-one coaching. I have group coaching programs. I have my annual mastermind group, my Life Editor Academy, and I even have an upcoming membership site. Now, depending on how you and I work together, you might receive something called quarterly care packages, depending on what program you're in. So what's a quarterly care package? A quarterly care package is when I take a box and I just cram it full of stuff for you. Usually books and trinkets and just fun little things to keep you motivated. And I do this because when you're editing your life, it can get really hard. And there will definitely be times that you want to give up. So I send these packages once a quarter to be like, it's okay, you're doing fine, keep it up. So I'm going to show you what my private clients get in their quarterly care packages for September. Plus, I'm also going to show you what my Life Editor Academy ladies are getting in their quarterly care packages. So the Life Editor Academy is my yearly mastermind group with just 10 ambitious ladies who are all working together, supporting each other, keeping each other accountable as they work on their goals. So they have a monthly book club, and I send them their books once a quarter so that we can talk about them and discuss the different themes as they relate to life editing. So private clients, Life Editor Academy, and I'm going to show you both of them. So here's the thing, if you are one of my private clients, if you are in Life Editor Academy, stop watching the video because I'm about to spoil everything. And I want you to be able to have the surprise if you haven't opened your care package yet. Okay. All right, we're going to start with my private clients, and this is what I sent them for September. First up, it's Rising Strong by Brené Brown. Huge fan of Brené. I'm sure you are too. Many of you might have read her previous book, Daring Greatly, all about vulnerability and putting yourself out there. So what happens when you put yourself out there? Well, you're gonna fail. You're gonna fail spectacularly sometimes. And that's what Rising Strong is all about. It's being brave, being vulnerable, doing your work, and if it fails, it's not the end of the world. You can rise again. You can come back from a failure bigger and better than ever. As for me, I fail all the time. I fail on a daily basis sometimes. But I keep going. Things aren't perfect. I am certainly not perfect. And I want you to accept your imperfections too and keep moving forward. So that's why I sent them Rising Strong by Brené Brown. Next, I sent them something a little different than what I normally send. I sent them the 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. I don't normally go into a whole lot of relationship stuff on my blog. We don't talk about sex a lot. We don't talk about attracting a romantic partner or how to keep things lively with your spouse. But I thought this was an important book to send to them anyway. So the 5 Love Languages are different communication styles or different ways that you show your affection with your partner. And these can be applied not just to your romantic partner, but also to how other people function in the world. And once you know what their love language is, it's a little bit easier to connect with them and make progress, feel like you're actually communicating. So I sent this to my private clients because they're all at different stages of their love lives. Some of them are married, some of them are divorcing, some of them are looking for love, some just want to improve the relationship that they've got. So here's let me tell you what the 5 love languages are. There's actually a quiz in here, which is really cool. One for you and one for your partner to figure out what your love language is. They are words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, ooh, I hope my love language is receiving gifts because then my partner has to send me lots of gifts. But honestly, very few people have receiving gifts as their love language. So you guys know I'm married to Chris. We'll be celebrating 14 years next month. So we both took the quiz to see, like, well, what's our love language? And my love language is physical touch, which is not a surprise if you've ever met me in public, because I'm a big hugger. I'm like, come here. Like, I just want to, like, touch everyone, which sounds really weird. But yeah, physical touch is very important to me. So now he knows to hold my hand in public more and give me more kisses and just cuddle with me, because that's important. That's how I see love coming from my partner. And then for Chris, his love language is acts of service. So if I can do something to show my love, to take care of him, to help him out, and not like put everything on him, is really good. So I guess it's helpful that I like to do the laundry and I like to fold clothes and stuff. I don't know if that sounds really like sexist or 1950s housewife-ish, but I do a lot around the house, so Chris doesn't have to do it, and he appreciates that. So yeah, 5 love languages. This is why I sent that to my private clients. And like I mentioned, it's more than just your romantic partner. It also helps you communicate better with those around you. Okay. And then the final thing that I sent for my private clients was definitely something to get them to use their white space, to have fun. I sent them this awesome watercolor set and watercolor note cards. This is so pretty. I don't know if you can see this. There's this little like travel case for your watercolors, and it comes with a brush and everything. And then these are just note cards and envelopes that they can paint on. So I sent them watercolors because so few of my clients actually do their white space, actually like take time to build themselves up. They're always working on their businesses or taking care of their families or whatever. So I'm like, here, you need to do this for yourself, and don't give it to your kids. This paint set is yours. So I'm hoping that they're using their time now, getting creative, looking at the world around them, maybe making some nice cards, like make me a card, send it to me, really. Show me that you're using this. So if you haven't done some white space for you in a while, think about what types of activities would build you up, would fill your cup, would give you energy. And no, it's not zoning out to Netflix, and it's not, I don't know, taking care of your kids. That's not going to give you energy. What can you do to get a little creative? Maybe something that you used to do as a kid, but you don't allow yourself to do now as an adult. Just think about that. So that's why I sent them a watercolor set. Okay, so those are all the goodies that I sent to my private one-on-one clients, depending on which package they signed up for. And then, like I mentioned, there's another group of folks who get quarterly care packages from me, and that's my Life Editor Academy ladies. So like I said, that's a year-long mastermind group, just 10 ladies. They all have different goals that they're working on. They're all keeping each other accountable, supporting each other. We have 3 in-person retreats next year, which is going to be really cool. But anyway, they have a book club. So every month we go through a different book together. We talk about how it relates to life editing. I give them different challenges and editing exercises from the books. So it's really fun. I selfishly made this book club because I've always wanted to be in a book club, and I haven't found just the right book club like locally. So I'm like, I'm going to make my mastermind group a book club. So I did. So here's what I sent the Life Editor Academy ladies. First up, it's Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. And I love this book. I recommend it all the time. It's a really quick read. You can probably read it in like 2 hours. And eat the frog. What does that mean? So there's an old Mark Twain quote, which is kind of gross, but it goes something like this: that if you wake up in the morning and you eat a live frog, that will be the worst thing that could possibly happen to you for the whole rest of the day. So just get that thing out of the way in the morning and you'll be fine. So your frogs are the worst, disgustingest. Ugh, just those tasks that you don't want to do. Either they're boring, or they're difficult, or you have to work with someone you don't want to work with, or you have to do something that's outside of your comfort zone, or it's like, ugh, why do I have to do this thing? Anyway, what Brian Tracy is saying is that you should eat those frogs first thing in the morning, get it out of the way, because then it's smooth sailing after that. So what could be your frog? It's got to be big. It's got to be something that if you do it, it's going to move you closer to your goals. It's going to benefit you in some way. But it might not be that fun thing that you really want to do. So for me, that's probably sending emails, doing some of that admin stuff, or doing some marketing that I have to do because I have a business. I want my business to keep rolling. But it's not quite as fun as talking to my clients or recording a podcast or goofing off on social media or something. So that's what Eat That Frog is about. And I'm encouraging my Life Editor Academy ladies to come on, let's get stuff done. Let's all support each other by doing our worst tasks first to get them out of the way. All right. Next, I sent them I Know How She Does It by Laura Vanderkam. And I believe I put one of her books in another care package, the What the Most Successful People Do Before Breakfast. Anyway, Laura is a time management expert, and she's amazing. I really love her books. So I sent them this one so that we can work on rearranging our schedules and become more strategic with the limited time that we have. Because, okay, let's be honest here. It's not that you have too much to do. It's not that your goals are too big. It's not that someone's sabotaging you. No, you're just not being strategic with your time. You think you're being focused, but you're not. You're goofing off on Facebook, or you're not working with a timer, so the time just stretches. Something that should take you a half hour takes you 2 hours. This is what I mean by being strategic with your time. Give yourself shorter deadlines and do your work in those shorter deadlines. I know you've heard this before, that no matter how much time we give a task, we will take that entire amount of time. So if you give yourself a week to finish something, you will take that entire week. If you give yourself a day, you will finish it in a day. Any of you who've been college students and were up late writing a term paper, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I love what Laura talks about in this book. She interviews thousands of successful women who earn more than $100,000 a year. Like me. Well, she doesn't interview me, but I am in that high percentage of ambitious women, and I hope you are too. So what she's talking about is figuring out what makes these women different, what makes them special, what makes them use their time so wisely and get so much done, because they're not just working. They're also taking care of their families, and they're also taking care of themselves. And one thing she says right at the beginning is that she hates the idea that women can't have it all. I know you've heard that, like, you can't have it all. There's always going to be something that's not getting attention in your life. You're going to be struggling somewhere. If you're successful in this area of your life, you're going to be suffering here. And that's really not true. And it hasn't been true for my life either. You can have it all. And the reason you can is because your all is different than my all. Like, for my having it all doesn't include kids. My having it all doesn't include a lot of travel. I'm pretty content to stick around Walt Disney World. But your all might be different. Your all might be a family with a lot of kids. Your all might be a different kind of career. It might be traveling. It might be any of those things. It might be focused more on health and fitness, like running marathons, which just sounds miserable to me. But the point is, your all is different from my all. And if you work with your time and you be strategic. I mean, I keep saying that, but that's the thing. You've got to be strategic with the limited time that you have. And if you are, then you can have your all and I can have mine. So I sent them I Know How She Does It by Laura Vanderkam. And the final thing that I sent my Life Editor Academy ladies, the little spark, 30 ways to ignite your creativity. Yeah, you know this is all about white space. So first of all, this is a gorgeous, beautiful book. Let me find some pictures. Like, look at this. Look at these layouts are so fun. You can journal in here. You can write in here. You can keep your notes. And what it is, it's all about doing different exercises to spark your creativity. So making vision boards or reading or doing crafts or taking a class at the local community center, window shopping, all sorts of interesting, easy, doable ways to add more creativity to your life. When you're adding more creativity, it's going to like spill out into all of the other areas of your life. If you're making white space for yourself, you're going to feel more creative in your job. You're going to feel more creative in your business. You're going to feel more creative with your spouse. Maybe that trickles down into problem solving or communication. You're going to feel more creative with your kids. So I'm sending them the little spark, and actually when we do get to this book, it's actually for December, I'm going to give them a lot of different choices and different activities from here, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what they create and how they bring that energy into their life. Okay, so, I don't think I mentioned, this is by Carrie Bloomston. Carrie Bloomston. So those are the quarterly care packages that I sent to my private clients and I sent to my Life Editor Academy ladies. So if you are interested in any of the resources or books that I mentioned in this video, I'm going to leave the links below the video so you can check them out. And if you think that life editing or one-on-one coaching with me might be beneficial to you, I'm going to leave a link to my Work With Me page so you can check that out, and maybe I'll be sending you a care package soon. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please come on over to sagegrayson.com and sign up for my e-zine. You'll get weekly updates from me and sage advice that I only share in email. Thanks again. I'll see you soon.